From shrapnel when the blast emits from the barracks. TZO.
Spit it off the Richter when I hit it. Everybody listen, they can feel it. I'm a literary visionary.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I actually wanted to make this quick video for you guys just because I just finished the first part of my diet going into my competition, which I'll be doing February 25th. We'll have a video up about how that goes when it's ready. And I just wanted to actually make this video to let you guys know little tips and tricks that I've used over the last few years on how to actually get stronger while you're losing weight. I know a lot of people always say, you lose weight, you're gonna get weaker, it's a given. And I really don't think that's true. One thing that I do believe happens for a lot of lifts like bench press and things like that is your leverage has changed. So one of the factors is actually finding a way to fix that into your favor. And keep in mind, I am a powerlifter, so a lot of these tips, or some of these tips, will actually be more for competition and for people that are doing more powerlifting and how to keep your numbers still high. But a lot of these are just general tips on how to keep your strength and how to keep your energy going while you are dieting. The first thing that I used, especially for my bench press, was actually shortening my range of motion. And I did this by slowly working into a wider grip on a bench press. And the idea behind this is, when I was 220 pounds, I'm around 200 pounds now, but when I was 220 pounds, I had a bigger stomach. So when I would bring the bar down to my stomach, it was actually a shorter range of motion. So even if my strength stayed the same, as I was training, as I'm losing that stomach, the lift would actually become harder for me just because of the fact that I'm traveling a larger range of motion. So by widening my hands out a little bit, it actually allowed me to cut down that range of motion and also working on my back flexibility so I can get into a comfortable arch without really straining myself. Really allowed for me to keep my bench strength and actually helped it to increase as I lost almost 20 pounds. Another thing that I did realize is, especially once I got towards the end of the later parts of my training, I couldn't really afford to do all the extra volume that I was normally doing when I was bulking. So what I did was actually I found movements that were a bigger bang for the buck. So I stuck to more compound movements and things like that. So let's say if I was doing 50 reps total volume, which is relatively low, but just for an example, on all these other different accessories, I actually switched to maybe finding 2 movements and did 10 reps with each movement of something that hits multiple muscle groups. That way my volume is low, my body's able to recover, and when I'm able to recover, you're able to continue to train hard on the lower calories. Another thing that I did, and it actually got higher as I got later in my diet, was refeeding, or you guys might call them cheat days or something like that, however you want to do it. I started when I was dieting, I had 1 cheat day. I placed it the day before my deadlifts, and that's just for me personally. I like to let my body digest all the food and stuff like that before I lift. And that was something that really helped me to be strong because, especially on movements like deadlifts, it takes a lot out of me. So when I'm able to have an extra 100 grams of carbs, or based on how heavy the lifts were, I would adjust that. I was able to do stuff like, I actually have deadlifts tomorrow, and I'll have like a pizza or something like that the day before, which will bump up my calories by a little bit under 1,000. So when I go into the next day, I'm eating normal food, my stomach doesn't feel upset. I might be a little bit heavier, a little bit more bloated, but it's gonna help me lift more weight, which is my goal. As I got later into my meet prep, as my squats were getting heavier and stuff like that, I actually started doing 2 refeeds a day. You can play around with that. I was still losing weight while doing that, so it wasn't an issue. And I feel like it also helped keep my metabolism working efficiently. Another big thing that I've actually experimented with during this diet was having a higher protein intake. So last time I was dieting, I started at around 210 pounds. And my protein intake was only around 180 grams. And it worked fine for me then, but this time I was experimenting with that gram per pound, maybe a little bit higher than that. I was getting around 230, 240. And it actually really helped with my recovery. I wasn't feeling as drained and as sore as I normally was, and I kept a lot of size and fullness as I started to diet. And one thing, believe it or not, that really helped me the most, especially once I got later in my training, was just incorporating little bits of cardio. And you have to be smart about how you do cardio. You don't want to overdo it because it will take away from your strength progress if you're doing it too much. I would do little Tabata cardio at the end of all of my workouts. I train 4 times a week. I've been doing that for like the last 2 weeks, but at the beginning of my cardio, I would do maybe like 1 hit session and some low intensity stuff here and there. It's definitely helped me with my endurance, so I was actually able to train harder for longer, which was a big help as I'm dieting. And it also just helped me to burn more calories without having to pull it out of my food. So these were just some of the tips that I used during my training. It really helped me. I've already hit PRs during this training cycle, and I'm really excited to see what I'll do at a lighter weight class in my next competition, and we'll definitely link that here once it's available. Just so you guys can see that I'm not just BSing and I did actually get stronger as I lost weight. Thank you guys for tuning in and checking out what we had to say. If you guys have any other ideas or any questions you guys have, feel free to hit me up on Instagram or something like that. We'll post all my information right here, and have a great day, guys.